How is everybody?
Yeah, how are all you guys tonight?
Yeah, so, okay, so this is the beginning of the video, so thank you very much for watching. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Carl.
And you're watching Happy's Family Farm tonight.
Yes, and we are going to we are out here to show you, Rachel's going to show you how to deadhead your flower baskets, your petunias, right?
Yeah, so I think that what I'm coming across is that a lot of people don't know how to deadhead or cut back their flowers.
Yeah.
So I want to show you guys because that really is the best way to keep your flowers blooming over and over again throughout the whole summer.
And get nice, thick, lush baskets, right? But before we get into showing you guys that, we need to let you know how much we made for the weekend. As far as, like, you seen our first sale was $30 this weekend, or last weekend. We ended up opening up Saturday. Kayla sat out there a lot. Sunday, and she even went out there on Monday. We didn't expect to make anything, and we still made a decent amount on Monday.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So Memorial Day, she did open up in the afternoon, and a couple people stopped. So, yeah, it was a really good weekend, you guys.
So we made a total of $435 for our second weekend.
438, actually.
Oh, 438.
Yeah, 438.
Nice, guys. So hopefully we can double that this weekend.
Yeah,
right?
and we sold a variety of different things. We actually
Tomatoes.
sold one 20-gallon one 3-gallon tomato. And then we sold a lot of flower baskets, a couple strawberry hanging baskets. And then, just a couple of little flowers.
Some shrubs.
So.
I think Kayla sold 2 shrubs. So
yeah, and it sounds like people will definitely be back.
And spreading our name. So now we got to get vegetables and other things going.
Yeah.
So now that we know people will come.
Busy. Right? If somebody, I think it was Pat.
Yeah, said they will come if you build it.
If you build it, they will come. And I love it because, it's good.
Okay, so we're going to get into pruning these baskets.
Stages here. You guys normally don't get it at this stage. This is what I've been doing.
And it's been a lot smaller. This started as one plant that was that big in a plug. Right. I'll show you the size of the plugs that Rachel got.
So what I've been doing this whole time since the plugs have been little is I just find a node. You can find a node. And actually, let me get this one down here. You guys can see because there's more room.
Hold on 1 second. Okay.
So all you have to do is find a node, and that's usually where a leaf is coming out, and you just snip right above that. And you can see I have some cuts right here that I had done previously.
Where?
Oh yeah. Okay, right here. See, this is a cut that I did previously, and you can actually see that there's more growth on the side there.
Yeah, cool.
Right? So that's what I've been doing the whole time, and you just kind of go through and just find a node and clip them off. So I wanted to show you guys because if you do want to try this at home, don't be intimidated. You can take tiny little petunias and make your own hanging baskets.
And turn it into that. That's what this was. Even smaller than this. Like I said, it was just
they were
something that
little.
was just like that little branch.
Yeah, so we have a few that aren't thriving, and Carl will be sure to
show you
guys how little they were.
Or how little they were, yeah.
So this is a basket, and it's bloomed, and people may be like, oh, it's all bloomed out. And they're just going to leave it, and then it's going to go downhill, because what's going to happen is all these flowers then are going to start sending their energy into making seed pods. And you do not want the plant making seed pods, because then it thinks that it's its end of the life. It's going to live another season.
It'll get woody.
Right. So then it's, they just say, okay, I'm done for the season. So in order to prevent that, you do the same thing. You guys can find nodes right here. Let me take you here so that you can see it on the outside. So you find nodes, and then you can see the new growth is going to come. The new growth will come here too. So you just take it and snip it, get all the dead flowers off. And just like that. So then snip. Look, and I'm going to be drastic, you guys. So this is going to now push out, and it will just renew the plant.
And it'll make. And Rachel's wearing gloves because petunias put off a sticky.
Yeah.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah, it does. It gets like really. So it probably is a good idea to wear gloves when you're doing this. I mean, people wear gloves normally when gardening.
And then you pull off these spent flowers as they come. Right here. See the spent flower?
So see, this was a spent flower, and you can actually see in there how it's trying to make a seed pod. Can they see that?
Yeah.
Or, so that's what you just don't want. You don't want them to make those seed pods, because then it's, again, going to just tell the plant, like, okay, you've lived your life and you know that you're going to survive another season, so you're good. So again, this might look drastic, but I want you to see all this growth right here is going to push out, and it's now going to put all its energy into pushing green growth out instead of blooming all these flowers out. And it will just give new life to the plant. It will live much longer doing this than if we just let this die.
Get leggy.
Yeah. It gets too, look how leggy.
Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, if you subscribe and you follow us, what we're going to do, Rachel's going to prune this whole thing back. I'll bring you over to show you what she did and how drastic she took it back. And then we're going to put this one off to the side and show you what it looks like in a couple more days as it goes.
Right. We'll show you guys the progression just so that you can, because I know a lot of times it's like, well, you know, how do they know? So.
Oh, we know. Rachel's been doing it.
Yeah. But we want to show you firsthand from experience. This is the way to do it. People are like, oh my gosh, you're killing it.
And if you have rabbits, the rabbits can eat the petunia flowers.
Yes. Actually, Kayla the bunnies have been very spoiled recently.
Yeah, getting all the petunia flowers.
So, but yeah, look, see all these ones deep down inside.
Will push out.
No, this is a seed pod.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is, like, that's why it will think it will live its life. You know, it will have.
Yeah, you want to get it all cut out.
Yeah.
So also, you can, when you get late into the summer with these baskets, and we'll show you a few that are really leggy, or actually, maybe you should cut the bell one back.
Oh yeah,
I'll bring that over here.
We can experiment with the super bells too.
Yeah, what we're gonna do, Rachel's not gonna cut it by nodes. She's just gonna go cut it. Cut everything back, like way back.
I'm gonna hack it.
Yeah.
You guys.
So let's leave her to this. I'm gonna go get that. So let's leave Rachel to prune all this back. I'm gonna go get the super bell basket, and I'm gonna show you what's going on in the garden real quick while she's doing that.
Okay. And then you'll come back and check with me, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
So these are all the plants that I have not gotten planted in the 3-gallon buckets yet. No peppers have been put in 3-gallon buckets yet. They can wait because they can tend to dry out and they grow slower than the tomatoes. These tomatoes that are in the 1 gallons are kind of, I'll show you when I go down to the other tomato field out there where we have everything else. And then these are all Rachel's other baskets she's been pruning these back. So it's a lot of work deadheading all this and pruning it, but it's definitely worth it. So I got all this watered. We haven't put any salvia out yet for sale. I think we probably will this weekend.
Yeah, probably. It looks like it's... And that red salvia in this area is considered an annual. That won't come back.
Yeah, Rachel said this red salvia is considered an annual. It will not come back here. Yeah. These are moss roses. And Wes and Mariah, they watch the channel. She just got a bunch of these little moss roses. And if you guys don't know, that's Ratliff Family Lawns. You guys should go check them out. We got a deadhead. These marigolds, they get deadheaded too. So I should get scissors. When the blooms die back, if you deadhead these, it's the same thing as what Rachel's doing over there. I need to get, these are Rama tomatoes. They're not looking the best, but they are kind of, as you come back here further and further, you'll see we have things in. Here's the bell basket we're going to cut way back. I just gave it a bunch of water. and watch what Rachel does to this thing. What happened here is I let it dry out, and when you let a basket dry out, you can't just heavily water it for like 15 minutes and then walk away and not water it again. You have to actually go back and water it again, probably a couple more times if it were completely dried out. I didn't do that, so it's still struggling, so we're gonna cut that back. And this is all the other plants we have on the little tables. This is another salvia, right?
Yeah, that's
This-
salvia, sage.
Sage. This is an herbs.
Yeah, that's an herb that you can actually eat. It's organic.
Oh, look at the little white flowers here. Cool. So all that.
You've been continuing to do organic on that, right?
Yeah, I've been continuing to do organic. Now this is how big the plugs were we were talking about. And I'll show you a couple baskets that are struggling. Not everything goes perfect, guys. I put these back to the side only because these ones are struggling, so I thought maybe they were too wet. I don't know. They're not looking the best.
I'm a little sad about that too because they're all my black mamba.
So if anybody knows why petunias would do that, I think they might have gotten too much water and they didn't suck up the water enough. So I have them kind of to the side to see what happens.
Yeah, we're still learning too, though.
They're not all lost. I'm hoping they'll come back. But not too bad. And remember, I showed you guys the lettuce bed that we made a couple weeks back. This definitely needs water. And look, you actually have a broccoli there growing pretty tall. Is that broccoli or is that broccoli? Or cauliflower?
Yeah, it might be the cauliflowers.
Yeah, it's getting pretty big, but I can tell you have worms eating it.
Really?
Yeah, so I might have to let that net down so you can get the worms.
Yeah, I thought that you were gonna cover it all. That's why I put them there.
Oh.
Yeah.
All these have been watered. I watered them all this morning and yesterday. I took these out because my hose has a leak and these holes were flooded, so I don't want them to sit in soaking water. But I certainly... That's kind of gross. I don't even know what that is. But look at all these are the ones that are in the ground, looking good. Everything's looking good out here. And I watered all these yesterday. Let me see. So they have a... Yeah, I'm going to have to come out here and water more again. That is crazy. These pots dry up pretty quick, even though they're in the ground. I watered all this heavily yesterday. Oh, did I just step on that? No. And look, I planted all Rachel's squash, zucchini. Not bad. Yeah, these pots dry out pretty quick, but the tomato plants look pretty good. Man, all them pots feel dry already. That's crazy, right? Well, it was 87 today. Look, I watered all these last night. And they all feel dry. So, I guess I gotta water some more. But, all this is still out here. I had the sprinkler on this all day today. Everything's looking good out here. Okay, let's venture up. And now that I showed you guys everything, I'm gonna take a little trip up here and show you guys what Rachel got to. Then I think I gotta come out here tomorrow morning and hit these with water. Every single one of them.
What do you guys think of my basket? Do you think it's gonna sell this weekend?
Like that? No, definitely not like that.
No, not like that. But I promise you, we're gonna watch it. I mean, you can see here.
There's a little yellow flower already.
So I'll go in here and still just make sure I'm cleaning up. But all this stuff now is just gonna push. This is all gonna push out, and it's just gonna give new life to the basket. When people would think like, oh, I only have a couple more weeks with my petunias. There you go. Now you have
you just got to look at it like this for a couple weeks, and before you know it, it'll pop back up.
And you don't have to be this drastic. You could very well just come in and just make sure that you're maintaining, one here or there.
Oh, yeah.
Like there, and then like you could come over here and do it here. The ones that are spent that look like, okay, well, maybe they need a little bit more growth before they Like here again, we don't want seeds. I mean, it would be nice to get seeds, but then again, that's going to tell it it's done.
Yeah.
So get down here and kind of clip that.
See, look at this one here.
Clip that. Yeah.
Pretty soon that'll have flowers. Nice. It'll look like this one and this one and that one. But okay, so now that you guys see that, if you have any questions, just put them down below in the comment section and we'll try to answer them the best we can.
Yeah, or even if you guys have tips that maybe you found work better for you.
That'll help other people out.
Yeah, for sure. That's what this community is about, helping people. So, and finding like new ways to garden.
Here's the bell basket, right?
Yep.
And Rachel is just going to chop away at this thing.
So you want me to just go?
Just go. Just go for it.
Or you think that people are going to cry right now?
Probably, but why are you killing the basket?
How dare you? So this is another trial, you guys. Let's see what it looks like, okay? We need to give this new life, see if we can bring it. Now, a friend of ours actually got the same one, and his was not looking great either. But he brought it back by just watering it, I think, and probably just babying it.
Yeah, I let it dry out.
Way too much.
Yeah, too quick. It dried out to like, really, I
So,
lifted
like,
the basket and it flew off the hook.
Like this.
Uh-huh.
See? All these are going to push out new growth. So
Definitely. Be drastic, and then
we'll show everybody.
Yeah. So Rachel's going to cut that back.
Okay, so do you want to put that down so that you don't have to hold it while I cut it?
So she'll cut that back, and then we'll see what it looks like afterwards.
Yeah. More chickens that are escape artists now.
Well, I see they're in your strawberry bin, eating your strawberries.
Oh, she's really picking.
Oh, she got one. She ripped it off.
Which one is this? This is a Brahma.
Look at this one.
Oh, you little girl. No.
Where'd they get out of?
Oh, it's still. I better go get them more treats.
Yeah. Well, where's the worms? The grub worms.
Oh, yeah, I'll go get them.
And I'm going to go get their water. So here's that hanging basket. And we're going to see what happens in a couple weeks. We'll watch this one. I'm going to put it right over here with this one. And then we will see. And now I'm going to go get water for the chickies. You hear the ducks?
Do you guys hear her?
She has eggs in there she's sitting on.
Oh, there must be a chicken in there.
And the two boys go after her.
Yeah, so, okay. So, there's 2 boys and a girl. And she is super broody right now, you guys. She has a clutch of eggs in there. And the other day, when Carl just let the chickens out.
Oh, they went nuts.
She saw the chickens being released. She was like, wah, 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 and the 2 boys were going back and forth in front of her little, because they have a separate house. So the boys were going back and forth in front of her house, like guarding it. Yeah.
Funny, right?
So, anybody want baby ducks?
Paige ain't gonna let you give them away, especially if you only have like 3 or 4.
I already said, I'm like, okay, if we have a bunch, if she hatches a bunch, then you guys are putting them on free. Baby's ducks will not be free, they said. And I'm like, really, you guys?
Yeah, they're
We're
funny.
gonna give them to whoever is gonna take baby ducks.
We'll see what happens. She hasn't had ducks yet in a couple years, so.
Ducks are so messy.
So we had a good weekend at the market. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and learned something about pruning back petunias. Right?
Yeah. And again, put any ideas that you guys have down. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And be happy.
Or at least try.
Have a good night.